How's it going, everybody? It's Shane, and I'm here to give you my review for SpyXFamily Code White. Before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of more reviews just like this one. As you know, for SpyXFamily, we wear pink for Anya. For Anya. Got this for going into the movie. Only way I could see the subtitles, at least for the time I went to, because I don't watch dubs. I've watched this whole entire series in subbed. I'm used to one set of voices. I can't switch over. Fun fact, actually, cutting myself off. When I saw the My Hero movie, the one where they found the guy played by Johnny Young Bosch who was putting more quirks on himself, I got into it because of the action, but the voices were taking me out, just taking me completely out. Yeah, they gave these. Love this movie, love this series. I gotta get a frame for this. So yeah, I watched it on IMAX, big old screen, nice sound. At the time I went, early, mid-afternoon, wasn't a ton of people, but it seems like it's going to be a steady wave of people coming through. As a matter of fact, apparently the box office for this movie is already $45 million. It came out in Japan in December, I think December 22nd. So, which is why, it says, what does this thing say at the bottom? It says, 2023 right there. But, man. So, I don't know how. So this is usually when you go in to watch movies, right? Anime movies. You're hoping that you're just not getting, this is just a longer version of an episode. Which some things it could be a detriment to. We're kind of spoiled with good anime movies, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Even that was that movie, the My Hero movie I saw. I can't remember what the title of that movie was. I know it's the second movie. Even that didn't feel strained or anything. The Dragon Ball Hero movies, Super movies didn't feel strained at all. And this here, it's funny because when I'm watching it, I'm like, I can see them cutting this up. If they want to fill a season, this movie is an hour and 50 minutes, right? Almost 2 hours. So I can see them cutting this up if they want to do a season, kind of like how Mugen Train was done. Because I never watched Mugen Train in theaters, never just watched the movie, period. And there were differences. I did some research to see the differences, and I can see the same thing kind of happening with this if they choose to do that, because I got what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about pacing first. The pacing's great. Like when I say it feels like a longer version of the series, of an episode of the series, that's not really an insult, right? Going back, let's talk about the cruise ship arc, right? That's from episode 30 to episode 35. That's 6 episodes. If you do 30 minutes per episode, that's 3 hours. So to do like a whole entire arc within 2 hours, that's cutting 2 episodes. That's 4 episodes. It's pretty damn good. And this is one of those anime movies that doesn't fall short because it reminds you of an episode. Actually, I'm going to assume that Mugen Train actually didn't fall short either, but if it reminded you of an episode, right? Of watching a long form version of the show. Because the pacing was good on this. Like, we handled each and every plot point in that thing. And when you get to that third act is third acting. It is doing its damn job, and it is keeping you engaged. Plot here. So the plot, and you gotta love the SpyXFamily plots, because it'll start with something with Loid, and then Anya stuff is like, oh, this is how we can solve this, or a Yor thing, like with the cruise ship thing, right? Where Yor would have been gone for a while, but then because Anya won that contest, they went with her, right? So here, there's going to be a dessert making class thing. The last year when someone made the best dessert, they got a Stella Star. So everybody wants to do this. unfortunately with Loid, he finds out that, well, he has another mission. And this mission takes top priority. Excuse me, this mission takes top priority. So they're going to move him off of Strix and put I think the person's name was Dingbull. You see him with his kid, and his kid's like, And Loid's like, no offense, he's a bumbling buffoon. Even Handler, redhead, mysterious, love Handler. She's like, yeah, it's but I can't do anything about it. He has an in with somebody. They want more money for the department. So yeah, we're going to do the thing with him. And Loid, when Anya comes up with the dessert thing, well, the principal's going to judge it, right? Loid already has files on everybody in the school. The principal likes Meremere, which I should have looked up Meremere before I started recording, because I've actually never heard of this dessert. That's a town in Sweden too, but Meremere is apparently Meremere, not Meremere, although that's what I got in the subtitles too. Meremere is a type of dessert. Apparently, from what I'm looking up, it looks like it is a type of more so a pastry. A lot of folks say it in the show, they say it's an old style pastry. It seems Italian. I have no clue what Meremere is. I wish I would have done a tiny bit more research before jumping on here, but it is indeed made with fruit. The ingredients that Loid was looking up, there was like orange liqueur, a cherry liqueur, non-alcoholic, of course, a bunch of dried cranberries, a bunch of different stuff. And so the only place to get it is not there. They have to go to this northern frozen region called Frigus, which is funny because Frigus. And this whole thing is also funny because Yor's job, she has super sight, by the way. Remember, Yor is basically a superhuman. So she didn't see Loid get out of the phone booth that gets to the base, but she sees Loid catch the hat of Nightfall, can't tell it's Nightfall, and it looks like he kisses her, while her stupid co-workers, those, I don't even want to call them hags, but those individuals are talking about the 3 signs of your man cheating, random gift giving, changes how he dresses, and I forget the third one. I think more business trips. And so when he talks about this trip, they say, yeah, we're gonna go on this trip. No, you're coming with us. And this is the plot. Plot goes, Yor needs to be upfront about her feelings. Loid trying to figure out a way how to get the Stella Star to Anya so he can stay with his family, because whether he wants to admit it or not, he loves his family. And Anya wants to win that Stella Star, right? And of course, and Bond comes too, which was very, very nice. So that's the plot. Oh, well, that's part of the plot, because then there's a military force in Frigus, and I love how they introduced the bad guy in here. Like, the military force shows up in this town, and in this town after the chef who came to greet them, because they could tell they came from out of town. They ordered the food. They got the last meru, and basically said, I made this restaurant because, during the war, it was an air battlefield. This place was an air battlefield. There was an orphan. He lost his family. I lost my family. He wanted food, and I made him food, and this is how I make this restaurant, right? And the bad guy comes in and is like, I want the meru. Oh, yeah, they got one. And Anya said, and I love how Loid steps up. That's actually one of my favorite moments is that one-on-one exchange where it's the taste battle. It says, well, they're bringing out 3 different cakes. You tell me, we have to tell each other what the type of sugar is in it. And when Loid flips it over, because he got everything right, because he went undercover as a 3-star chef. When a guy flips it over, Sergeant Snindle, he not only got the names of the sugar correctly, he had the exact gram on there. So he won that exchange. I love how they introduced the bad guy. And it almost made me forget, yeah, that's going to be the bad guy later. So great job with that. The music is Spy Family music, y'all. The dun 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 dun, and you even get a derpy version of it when Anya's being Anya. Very funny. Two songs in here. So this movie came out December 2023 in Japan, right? I'm going to assume that it's been in development since probably the end of the first season because the two theme songs in here, Soul Soup by Hige Dandyism, and the other ending song, Hikari no Ato Y, which means After the Light, by Gen Hoshino. They did, respectively, Hige did the intro, Mixed Nuts, and Gen Hoshino did the ending, Comedy, which those songs get me in my feels. It's just Spy Family has rocketed into my initially my top 10. I think it's gonna be in my top 5 favorite animes, man. Music is great. Those two songs play at the end. I'll talk about the ending art in a minute, but it's fantastic. Usually in movies I talk about, the effects and the look. Like, Spy Family is already a great looking anime. Like, no BS. Studio Clover, Wit, they do the damn thing. This show already looks freaking good. So when you get that movie quality into it, we got the blinding Christmas-like lights of the city market. When you have that third act that just third acts its ass off, and just coming in with the montage of the snow and everything like that, it looks fantastic. Just mwah. Because I was thinking to myself, I said, man, I kind of feel bad because this reminds me of just the regular show, but the regular show already looks good. You can't go further than that. It's actually the same thing with, Mugen Train, I imagine, because watching that season, it's like, this looks really good. And there are certain spots in the when they broke it down to the series, there's certain parts in that where you can go, oh, I can tell where the money comes in, where the more extra money comes in. But all in all, it still looks great, right? The dialogue is really good too. It is naturally funny. There was some guy in my theater who's like 2 rows behind me. He freaking loved this shit because any joke, Anya joke, your joke, Loid joke, any joke, this guy was louder than anybody else. And it didn't take away anything. It almost, I'm one of those people that I love it when other people enjoy things, and just hearing the guy initially, it kind of caught me off guard with how loud he laughed at the very first joke. The whole Loid pretending to be the wife of the guy who he was stealing a foul from. He laughed at that. That's the first thing he laughed at. And I'm like, oh, you really like this shit. Got you. And I enjoy people enjoying things. That kind of enhanced it a little bit for me. The dialogue was so good. Even it's hard to say nonverbal for something that is animated, but Anya's nonverbal cues, like her being sad because it's supposed to be a family trip, her wanting to make sure that she can keep her family, and, when she's trying not to poop, man, whoever was doing the art for this, whether it is the original artist Tatsuya Endo, man, the facial expressions of Anya, even when trying to turn the wheel of the giant airship so they don't crash into the city, the facial expressions were really freaking good. That's going back with the look, but still, dialogue was great. Best / favorite moments. So I already mentioned like the food tasting battle with Snendel. It's the one-on-one fights. Like, your fault, what I can describe as a cross between the Winter Soldier and a Terminator. Like, guy had almost infinite, but he's like Barrett from Final Fantasy VII. He had infinite bullets because when she stabbed him with 2 knives that she procured, the guy, she saw, oh, you don't have a heart, you just have a chamber full of bullets, and that's how he has a other arm that's that like was it like Vash's arm that just revolves into a gun, and then there's the Gatling arm, and it's in this giant airship hole. The guy's name's Type F. This giant airship hole, and it's on fire. because the plane crash caused a fire in one room. The room was the engine room was on fire. They're fighting literally a Resident Evil boss zone. She's fighting a whole ass boss battle. And it was so good. Just the ending to that fight. By the way, spoilers if you don't know. Spoilers. Yeah. But the way she ended that battle, and it's a beautiful thing in movies how it all connects. So with the plot line of Yor finally being able to speak her feelings to Loid, saying, am I not good enough? Are you thinking about leaving me? Do you have a girlfriend? Because he said, you're a great mom. He's like, okay, so then it's the wife part. And he bought her some lipstick because her little small lie about, her lipstick was bothering her lips. He bought her some nice lipstick made with the honey and the oils and blah, 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 blah. She beats this guy, says you got one last chance to stand down. He doesn't stand down. And you see the pattern of the lipstick everywhere and across him. And using the knife as a smokescreen. That is like number one cool ass moment. Because she says, you also know that lipstick is made with oil, and just she lit it. It's all on fire. Just light the lipstick and toss that bitch. That was great. The art changes. So Anya is trying not to poop because she accidentally swallowed. She ate a piece of chocolate that had a microfilm that the bad guys need. And the evil villain, I love it, the easiest ways of getting the people to hate a character: have them try to kill a kid, have them hurt or kill an animal. There you go. Easiest ways. There's your tip for writing. If you really just want something super easy to do, that is so easy. Because he's like, yeah, can't kill until she gets it out. And the whole entire sequence, her 2 daydream sequence. I'll talk about the poop one first, where she meets the god of poop and he's moving around through farts. Or you would think it sounds juvenile. And there's toilet paper rolls coming out like flying fish, and there's like a shimmering shine on a toilet, and she's just trying to hold it in because if she poops, she dies. And then the earlier one where the villains were talking about, somebody would grow a hand out of his throat just to get to this thing, and she's imagining because she thought the chocolate was the real treasure. I love the joke that Loid says, there's chocolate thieves to Yor. I'm interrupting myself, but I have to interrupt myself. That third act had me saying, as soon as it started, how are all of them going to explain all of them being here? Besides Anya being kidnapped, right? How is Loid and Yor going to explain, how the hell are you here? How did you not die? Yor's like, I jumped on the plane, I followed you. Didn't even try to explain it that well. And then Loid was like, well, I'm going to go get Anya anyway. Oh, I just happen to know how to fly this ship from school. And I love Anya's bullshit face. Just Yor just like, oh, you're amazing. I digress. So she imagined a hand coming out of a dude's mouth grabbing the chocolate, and it was done in a sketch way. If you pay attention to some of her, not flashbacks, but her daydreams in the show, where it's kind of like a different art almost for some of the more fantastical ones. I love that. And then the second art change. So while Loid is trying to get to Anya, making sure I ain't got a wasp in here, trying to get to Anya after she's alerted him that she's under the floor, right? She accidentally, and I don't think this is accident. This is the second time Anya's done something that seemed random, where she frees herself because she wants to defend her dad because she can hear the guy's going to use gas in there. He doesn't have a gas mask, toxic gas. When she frees herself, she accidentally hits the controls at the bottom and it opens up all the shutters. I'm trying to remember what else she did. I think it was the part 2 of season 1 where she did something that seemed so random, but it helped out, because more of her helping out has been more deliberate, such as the date that her parents went on where mom got shot in the butt and she finds the guy who was going to get revenge. A lot of that stuff is more deliberate. This here was great. But going back to leading up into this, Loid Master of Disguise throughout the whole entire episode, throughout the whole entire non-canon movie, by the way, throughout this whole entire movie, he has shown that he can disguise himself as anybody. And he disguises himself as this guy, and the only person who can tell the difference between them is the bad guy, because he has a super sniffer. He could tell that Loid was pretending to be a sergeant because he smelled like a city slicker, however the hell that is supposed to smell, right? And the battle, instead of having two models that look exactly alike fighting, the background is black, Loid is in green, dude is in yellow, and they have them clash. Now, Loid wins this fight, and I love it, but it was a short skirmish, too. Maybe 30 seconds, if not 20 seconds. I'm talking about in watching time. Such a good visual representation. I love that so much. Another Yor moment. Yor stepping up her game. So after Loid, takes her hand, says, "Remember the promise we made." We got flashbacks of, season 1, part 1 with the grenade pin ring. And it's getting hot and heavy romantic. I love that Anya said, flirting. Oh, you did aggressive flirting. She set them up in that Ferris wheel. So that's also part of that moment. Her setting them up in the Ferris wheel. So her setting them up in the Ferris wheel, because she's like, I can't lose my family. Pushes them both in, do some flirting. And each time I'm like, oh, the bad guy's going to get Anya. And they don't, which I appreciate. I appreciate that you didn't easily go for the, okay, now that they're alone and she's alone, grab her. No, I appreciate that. But after this moment, she steps it up. I like when she had to tell Loid, look, Anya was excited for this family trip. She brought all these toys and all these, cards and everything, because she wanted to, spend time and have fun with us. And that's actually one of my other favorite moments. That was so cute. I felt the tear wanted to come down. Was Anya took her stuff out of the backpack when her and Yor got to the hotelu room, and she takes out her little blaster gun. And Bond already plays with her, so when she zapped him, he pretended to be dead. And then Anya's like, "Are you the bad guy, boss?" And Yor plays into it, and she's like, "Oh, it's the polite boss lady," and they play. I love that shit. That's just it. It's that little bit of thing right there, because you can easily say, "Oh, that probably happens in canon. That's probably how they interact." And I love Yor stepping up, going, "This girl wants to spend time with her family, so if there's room in that car for 5, let us all go. Just let her stay up this once," right? It's a weekend trip too, by the way. Let us all stay up. I love that, her stepping up. Love the Ferris wheel thing. Another Loid moment was the shooting game, where Anya reads the mind of the guy and is like, "Oh, he's cheating," and Lloyd's good. He's like, yeah, he's cheating. So ricochets everything off and easily is showing everybody that he's cheating because he's trying to get this orange liqueur. And he tells the dude, "I can do it. It's not a trick. I can shoot this shot again unless you want to run this whole business fairly." Everyone got their good moments in here. Even what's my guy called? Even Bond. Bond being able to steer them away from having your food. That was a great moment. Funny as hell, but great moment too. Which Anya's favorite thing is peanut butter steak or something like that. Actually, I feel like I had enough time to write that down, right? I think she eats peanut butter steak, which is interesting. I know there's this thing is, peanut sauce, but peanut butter steak is. I'm not even going to talk about your taste and your habits, Anya. I'm trying to remember any favorite moments. So, I wrote down episodes that kind of mirror this whole entire thing, right? And when I mean mirror, like it feels like a movie. So season 1, part 2, episodes 13, 14, 15 with the Project Apple arc. This is what this feels like. Season 2, season 1, part 2, the tennis arc, episodes 22 through 24. Season 2, what was it? The Bond and Loid episode is one episode that is an example of the family working together. But season 2, the cruise arc, I already told you, episodes 30 to 35. All of those things, sans the Bond and Loid episode, which is episode 27, all of that. And I can't believe it's Project Apple. I was calling it the terrorist arc, but it's Project Apple arc. That's where we get Bond. This movie feels kind of like that. And with the length of the episodes, 30 minutes, right? The Project Apple, 3 episodes. That's an hour and 30. You add another episode to it, it's basically a movie. But everything being cohesive. One of the things that I wanted to neg it for was going back for flashbacks. But then I realized this is their first movie. They got to show some of these flashbacks, like the marriage thing and then some of them getting together. I love the inventive way of reiterating what we know, the whole Operation Strix, or this is a Twilight, Agent Twilight, with that party and him getting the woman drunk, having the thing to drug her, getting the file, putting her underneath the desk and pretending to be her. Yor being the Thorn Princess, murdering some traitorous bastard. Anya reading their minds, going, oh, Wakku Wakku, Wakku Wakku. And then Bond reading her, telling the future, going, we're going to die. They're going to die if we eat that food. Oh, just, I love it. You do get to see Frankie, which poor Frankie, he's an after credit scene as well, because Loid says, show up with this liquor because we got to do this thing. Poor dude's there. I don't know who. One of the things I have a question about is who took the picture of the guy cheating on his wife so that they can have Operation Strict, so he can keep his family, right? I initially I said, oh, it had to be Frankie. But then we see Frankie in that funny part. Maybe it was Frankie still who just took the picture, threw the picture in, and still went to help. Excuse me. That is one of the things that I don't say confused me a little bit, but she kind of made me go, that kind of worked out. Maybe that can lead into the second movie they do, because this is non-canon. So I like when movie verses have their own canon that pull from the canon and can make a canon, and it's a huge explosion. Nightfall shows up, and Nightfall helps. She even has a moment where her and Bond watch the plane go down, and they're worried. Well, she's worried about Loid, but Bond's worried about the family. We have Yuri, who's trying to go to Fridges to warn his sister because they get the intel about the stupid military people. And I think that's everyone that's important. Yuri, Nightfall, who's there again, because she rushes to help when she finds out the Twilight's already there. And Frankie. It's one of those shows where if you ask me who my favorite character is, I like the entire family, but I guess if I had to pick one, it's gonna be Anya. Another one of my favorite moments, or a good moment, is when Loid, disguised as a sergeant, he sees the 2 bumbling idiots that she took the chocolate from and who have captured her in X, Y, and Z. So this is one dude who does all this fortune telling. The guys go, oh man, this stupid brat and I gotta go into the septic tank, and that dog bit me. And as soon as he goes, oh, y'all the ones that took my daughter, beats the hell out of them. I love, and Yor beats the hell out of them earlier when Anya, they locked the door and Anya's screaming for her, and she burst that thing open, and they're like, all right, we just got it. We're gonna have to trick the both of them. And one dude cocks the gun behind his back. She's an assassin. She heard, Miss Anya, can you please close your eyes? Beats their asses too. Just fantastic moments. Pay attention to that the microfilm was on her teeth, which was alluded to because Bond had the chocolate wrapper in his mouth, which allowed Loid to look at it and go, that's the symbol for the military. Damn, they got her. Alright, put the lipstick went in there. The thing being on her teeth, like, that was hilarious. The water fell down and it's like, I didn't think the microfilm was actually micro. It's like smaller than a SIM card. I imagine microfilm because I'm old to be. Don't ask about the vials. I asked them to be like this big. Yes, I have a vial of shells. I digress. Movie was damn good, man. Yeah, they beat the bad guys. They're gonna keep his family. The jokes here, and you know, there's something to be said about toilet humor, literal toilet humor, and it's not like any other toilet humor. It's not something that's gonna make you roll your eyes and go, oh, ha ha ha. It falls in line with this show. You can also tell it's a movie because in the opening part, introducing we see blood in the show, but when she cuts this guy's throat and it's spraying all behind him, making a pattern, it's like, oh yeah, we're watching a movie here. What did I say? I said the third act was third acting. Her fight, Loid's fight, Anya tripping onto the thing, and then the whole entire family working together to steer the ship away from the city. That third act, just if you call yourself bored, that third act could not have you bored. And I like how I couldn't predict what was going to happen. I couldn't go, oh, they're going to get her now. Oh, they're going to get her now. I appreciate that in my media. I like it when I can't predict it, and then I like when I can't predict it and it turns out great. This was great. This was good. If you're a fan of Spy Family, go watch this. If you are not a fan of Spy Family, you only really need to watch, honestly, maybe season 1, part 1 to understand this. And when I say other, I forgot about the classroom. Damien is in there. My girl Becky is in there. Anya does try to play the good, the friendship act again, and makes Damien blush. And then Becky going, oh, she's doing the thing, but he's being a butthole because, he's a little boy. They hit all those beats. That's why I say, if you watch the first season, or even first season part 1, but I would say watch the first season, you're golden. You're good to go to watch this. Really good stuff. Really fun stuff. Just the family's doing the thing. The Forgers are tight and they're together, and nothing's gonna stop them now. All you gotta do is just try to get Anya some more of these Stella Stars here. Yeah, Miss Anya, you gotta study more. All the humor beats are there, so even the studying on the train, there's really not much else you could ask for. Comedy, action, heartfelt moments that will bring a tear to your eye. The ending animation, which is like almost like a child drawing, much like how we've seen endings with Anya before. They're introducing the ending song Soul Soup and Hikiro no Ato. Really good, really well done, cute. This movie, Spy Family, Code White, is a 5 out of 5. Beginning to end, good stuff. Wear something pink if you don't have any Spy Family shirts or hoodies or whatever. Actually, someone dressed up with Anya too. When I was on my way, I saw the bulbs on her head. Yeah, 5 out of 5. Go watch this movie. If you have watched the movie, let me know what you think in the comment section below, please. Do not forget to hit that like button, and please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell even if you have, so you can be notified of more reviews just like this one. And you want to support me even further? My Patreon link is in the description below. Thank you once again for your time. I gotta go. I think I'm going to rewatch parts of season 2. I gotta get a frame for this. Please be good, be blessed. Wash those hands. Drink some water, all right? Be safe out there. Be good to yourselves. Be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. Realize there are people out there that care about you and love you. Through all the hardships, through all the ups and downs, even when you feel like there's no hope, there is hope. And there's someone out there that would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. I guarantee it, mon ami. So, if you want to follow me, my social medias are in the description below. Feel free to send me a message. I legitimately send me a message. Just don't be a jerk and we'll be good. I like hearing from you all. If I get something wrong, tell me. If I get something right, you can tell me too. If you think I'm entertaining, cool. If you don't, Tell me what can I do to improve. Comments really help out a channel. I swear to you they do. And they help out the creators who you enjoy listening to, you enjoy watching. With all of that, everybody, I'm going. I cannot wait for season 3. We left a whole entire part 2 season that had great music. I don't know how you're gonna top this music again. Well, they're gonna have to try because MASH will kind of beat them a bit with Bling Bang Bang Bong. So I'll see you guys next time. Wakku Wakku.